finding your own way, loving yourself, trusting yourself, and finding your own way. Yes, we all need guides. We all need teachers. And the teacher will come when the student is ready. But remember, it's your game. It's your life. It's not the destination. It's the journey. So fucking get used to it. Enjoy the ride.
Voices of the Goddess.
Welcome to Voices of the Goddess, where authenticity is our compass and self-love is our North Star.
I'm Julietta, your guide through the realms of healing and self-discovery. As a holistic healer, light worker, way shower, and catalyst for positive change, I walk alongside you on this sacred path of awakening.
And I'm your co-host, Graciela. As a seasoned photographer, Reiki master, sound practitioner, and cacao ceremonialist, I love infusing my artistry with the alchemy of healing and ceremony.
Together, we create a safe space where your authenticity is celebrated, your voice is honored, and your heart is held in the embrace of love.
Join us as we dive deep into soulful conversations and journey towards the essence of who you really are.
Welcome to Voices of the Goddess.
This episode has all the energy.
Whoop, whoop. We haven't waited in a while.
Yeah, right? I hope you are listening to this episode while you are running or on the treadmill or taking in some air, because this is going to be a high energy episode. Our guest has some special skills, and I cannot wait to unleash this person on our audience. I'm so excited.
You're excited. I'm a little nervous, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
So before we went live, we were talking about special skills.
Yeah.
I know you've got some thoughts about your special skills. I'll think while you're talking. But yeah, what's your special skill, Julietta?
I love when people ask me that question because my answer is always the same. My special skill, my special gift to the world is giving hugs. And I get the reinforcement all the time. It started years ago. I had this friend and she was going through some rough times, and I gave her this hug and she goes, "Julietta, your hugs make it feel like everything is going to be okay."
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we had our events Friday night, and you put on your favorite Sinead O'Connor song. Thank you. And we went around and we hugged everybody. And so there were a couple people that were new to me that I had never met before. And this one woman, I was giving her a hug. She had never received a Julietta hug before. And she was like, "Oh my God, you give the best hugs." And I'm like, "So I've been told." But I think part of it is like when I give a hug, like I'm fully committed to giving you that hug. Like, have you ever hugged that person and it's like, they either don't really want to hug you, or they're afraid to hug you, or they don't really know what this hugging thing is. So they're like half pulling away from you while I'm just like, "Get in here."
Yes,
all the love I have to give to you.
And I think hugging is such a thing, right? Because some people are like sensory sensitive, right? Like they're not into hugging, but then they feel obligated to hug. So like I do also accept, hands together, a little bow, like that also works as well. But I feel like if you're going to commit to a hug, go all in. And also know when to let go. Like it's such a delicate little balance. Although I have seen the cutest videos lately where they show, I didn't realize it was a thing. It's the Disney hug. And so when a child hugs one of the characters has to let the child let go first. Like the character doesn't let go first. The character just stays there until the child is ready. And the latest video I saw, a kid stayed in a hug for like 4 minutes. Like,
wow,
that's a long time to be in a hug. I mean, I think if somebody hugs me for more than like 20 seconds, I'm like, okay, get off. Like, that's enough. But like, But like 4 minutes is a lot, but like what must that kid's number one mind, right, be going on in their mind, and because Minnie Mouse is like, they're Jesus, so that's pretty cool. But also just from a scientific standpoint, like regulating heartbeats, right, like syncing up the vibrations and the frequencies of our bodies connecting. So a hug
There
is
is
so
a
much
whole
more.
thing, and I don't remember it, but like when you hug for this many seconds, this happens, and like it has to be, I want to say it has to be like a 30-second hug or something like that for you to get the full physiological benefits of a hug. Maybe it's even a long. I'm going to have to look that up and get back to the audience on that. But
I'll have to time it. We'll have to do like a little experiment. How long? I mean, that'd be a cool question. How long can you be hugged for before you start freaking out, and why?
It may also depend a little bit on who's doing the hugging.
Well, yeah, for sure. So. But you're right. When people give you like the turn my hip to the side and just a weird little all bony hug, yeah, it's weird.
So what's your special skill gift to the world?
That's a great question. I wish I could do like, remember David Letterman's stupid human tricks? I don't think I have any stupid human tricks. And for as much as I talk, I think I'm actually a good listener. Oh no, I think so.
You are a good listener.
I think I can just create the space to just come and be yourself. I don't know if that's a special skill or whatever, a way of being.
It's much needed in the world, so we appreciate you for that. So are we ready to bring on this guest?
Let's do it.
All right. Drum roll, please.
Hello, I'm Trent Alexander. I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I am an amateur actor. Hi, goddesses. Thank you for having me on your show.
Look at all the energy. I'm loving it.
I am high energy. I don't do this whoop shit. Let's see. The camera.
You get to be yourself. Remember, you get to be yourself.
Just stay in the middle there. Stay in the middle there.
Trying to find the middle here. Trying to find the middle.
The middle path. The middle
Medium.
path.
The
So introduce yourself and tell us what keeps you passionate about being an amateur actor.
Well, like I said, Trent Alexander, and longtime listener, first time interviewer.
I think we're in trouble. He might start asking us the question.
Any interviewee. What was the question again?
What keeps you passionate? What got you into acting?
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks for the prompt. Line.
I'm here for you, Trent. I'm here for you.
I newly discovered acting as a passion. I thought about getting into it. Started taking some classes last October, so it's been like over 4 months now, and it just keeps getting better. The stuff. I was taking classes down in Hollywood at a place that will remain nameless. And I met serendipitously met Bob Carter, who has a theater up in West Palm Beach called Actors Rep. And it's 1000 North Dixie Highway, West Palm Beach. And Bob has been in theater for 64 years. The guy's 84 years old. Started in 1960 in New York. Went to New York and like a Hollywood story. He goes to New York. He's in New York for 2 weeks and gets accepted in acting class with Lee Strasberg, which is like one of the biggest names in acting in New York at that time. And was in class with people like Marlon Brando, Marilyn Monroe. So when I met this guy at a thing, I don't know what the hell to call it, like he was speaking, and he just turned me on to acting. Everything he talked about, the physicality of it, what being an actor is, and so on. I was like rapidly taking notes, writing down everything as fast as I could, and over the course of the next couple of weeks, I went up to West Palm Beach and started taking classes up there. And after a class one night, I would go and talk to him all the time. He was always very accessible to me. Never acted like I was, a bother or wasting his time. He is always open to sharing all his knowledge, and I would just like drink it up, because somebody that's been doing something that long, that's like a wow. That's a big that is truly awesome. People throw that word around so lackadaisically, but that was awesome. Anyway, so of course one night he asked me if I wanted to be in a play that he was starting rehearsals the 1st of December, and I was like, oh, can I say fuck on here? I was like, fuck yeah. So I started rehearsing for this play called The Laramie Project, and it's about it was written about the young University of Wyoming student gay that was beaten to death. And in 1998, I didn't do enough warm up. I didn't warm up enough here. So anyway, just real quick, it's got 70 roles in it. We're doing it with 10 actors, and I have 9 of those roles. Wow. So jumping in head first, or setting your hair on fire and running down the street. It's really been a real challenge. So I've been rehearsing for that for the last couple of months. Our opening date was supposed to be last weekend, but was postponed. Anyway, so what keeps me passionate about it? I don't know if I said this, but working with artistic people. Like, I've always loved being around artistic people that have a flair, or like you two characters. It's creativity is much admired, and I think with acting, I've learned over the last couple months, really, from taking more acting classes with Bob, and in the play, and reading Uta Hagen and Adler, some of these famous acting books. The body is your instrument. You don't have a violin or a piano or something like that, or your body is your instrument. So that's been just like a discovery every day, all the time, just learning new things, and how to perform, how to tell a story, how to capture a mood or a feeling, and to express that with your body. And acting in theater on a stage is different than doing film. And when I first started looking into this, I was looking at like, what am I going to do? Modeling or commercials, or TVs or whatever. And given Florida, there's not a lot of TV production or film production here because of tax reasons, I'm told. So after looking at it and then being told, your teeth are stained from tobacco, I'm like, fuck it. And then looking at the competition that are doing modeling, all these guys, these 50-year-old guys are all ripped. I'm like, yeah, I'm not into bodybuilding. So just by a process of elimination, what I've been after the last 3 or 4 weeks is been film and commercials, whatever I've submitted for different things, extras. So I did a extra gig a couple of weeks ago in Wilton Manors, and the production team the next day contacted me and said, hey, would you be interested in a documentary? I'm like, sure. And they so the documentary is named Extras, and myself and 3 other actors are we're older in our later stages in life, late stage in life, and so they've been following me. They come over and film me a couple times here in my studio / office, and we're here yesterday. As a matter of fact, they were filming. That's 2 people in here, and one was filming me being filmed. And one camera guy, I did an audition. I'm submitting for a scholarship to a acting conservatory in LA. and big scholarship, like 11 grand for this. I'm very stoked. So it's like, just to wrap this up real quick, because I don't want to mind, like, thank you for paying. I'm like, it's like, shut the, put the hawk on him. He's rambling. Change the topic. What the hell was I saying? The Conservatory of the Acting. No, I can move on because I lost my train of thought. Next question.
What I'm curious though is, like, this is a huge shift from what you've done previously in your life, and you know, kind of what is that experience of making such a dramatic shift? And we talk a lot about limiting beliefs. Were there limiting beliefs that you had to conquer to be able to make the shift?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question. That's one of my pet peeves. Why, thank you. I formulated a thought and put it into a question. Well, I know now I remember what it's not important. Limiting beliefs. Well, I think the biggest thing that I've discovered as of now, I think one of my hurdles, the getting out of my head. Last night I was in acting class, and so we get to, there's like 10 to, there was a lot of students last night because of Super Bowl. So there's like 10 of us in there, but we do some stuff and then warm-ups and this and that, and then people get to do work. They'll do a monologue. And so I did one of my monologues from the play, and I'm really struggling with my physicality on the stage, like moving. And the stage in this theater is unusual, is that it's a box. The seating is on two sides and in front, instead of the seating being out in front, which in acting is called the fourth wall. And so you're playing to this side of the audience, and then this side of the audience, and then this audience. And Bob's always like, he goes, that was weird. That's the way I move. And I'm just like so robotic and stiff. And in this morning, what occurred to me is going on in the nervous. I'm nervous and I'm thinking so much. It wasn't about I've got the lines memorized because I've been rehearsing these so much, but it's the movement. What it is, I'm in my head, right? I'm not having fun up there. I'm not being, I'm not letting myself go, following my heart, letting my heart open up and playing like a child. And a couple months ago in a class, this really came evident when we were doing a script, but it was like an animated script. And so there was 3 characters in it. We each played, we did it 3 times, everybody. So I was doing these funny voices, with these characters, and it was a lot more fun. Yeah, like this one guy's like this, and this other guy's like this, playing stuff like that. And all 3 of us were just having fun with it, and like, Mika, have some fun, get out of your head. And I always I play golf. I call myself an avid golfer. I love to play golf, but one of the things I always say about golf is like life. And in this instance, that is when you go up to make a shot to, wherever you want to hit the ball, but where you want the ball, you want to visualize where you want the ball, how you want it to fly, how you want it to land, how you want it to roll to where you want it to go. So you visualize the shot, and then you get in your stance and you execute it, and you're done thinking about it, right? You got to trust your body, trust the universe to make things happen. And when you do that, things always work out a hell of a lot better. So that's my limiting belief.
Hey, you powerhouse woman. You've got so much going on for you, but deep down you know there's more. You've been searching for that next level, but it's felt just out of reach. Well, guess what? It's not your fault.
You see, there's a divine spark within you, an untapped well of goddess energy and wisdom waiting to be unleashed.
That's where the Activate the Goddess Within retreat comes in. It's your opportunity to awaken and activate that goddess DNA within you, to tap into a power and divinity you didn't even realize was there.
Imagine manifesting the life of your dreams with ease and grace, just using the tools that have been hidden within you all along.
It's time to step into your full potential. It's time to claim the life you were always meant to live.
So don't wait another moment to access your inner goddess. Unlock the limitless possibilities that await you and reserve your spot at the Activate the Goddess Within retreat today.
That's a great lesson to remember to have fun and get out of your head. And gosh, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I love about a really good actor is where you lose sight of the actor and you just dive into the character.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of the real greats, you forget who's acting because they become that character. So I'm curious in your experience, and the answer to this question doesn't necessarily have to be about acting, but what is a book that has really helped you in your life, just life experience, remembering to have fun? What book do you think everyone should read? And I know you've read a lot, so narrow it down. Just give me.
Well, I was going to say in regards to that, when you're that's the contract right there as an actor to their audience, right? I'm there to perform. I am there to engage, to take the audience, you as a person that's an audience, to take you with me on this journey, this story that I'm portraying for you to be engaged. And that's a beautiful thing about movies is that when you go, like, I can honestly say that I haven't been to a movie theater in a long time, but when you go in there, I mean, like, remember when you were a kid and you would go into the movie theater and the lights go down and the thing starts, the lights come, the screen lights up and you're taken away to another place. So, books. Yeah, I have, I just grabbed some, how about Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck?
Nice.
Buddha's Brain. Well, let's see. How deep should we go down this rabbit hole? Love, baby. Love is where it's at. It's like getting out of your head, love yourself. I don't know. You can find, there's thousands of books that cover that. And, it's, how do you do that? How do you maintain unconditional love? Talk about freaking changing gears. Yeah, it's like Lennon. It's all about, love. Love is all it's about. And that starts with loving yourself, right? That's the biggie, because we all are our worst critic, judge, and it's, things, we all have triggers. You'll be you'll think everything's just going great. And then something will happen. You'll see something, somebody says something to you or, whatever. And you'll just, all of a sudden something takes over and you react in a way that later you regret, but then also what it does to you mentally, physically, psychologically, whatever. Your level of joy and love is turned to fear. And then that, if you don't catch yourself fast enough, it's very difficult to right that ship, to get out of that. And usually what happens is you just it keeps perpetuating itself. And then you got to go to bed and get up the next morning and you start over. But the Untethered Soul, that's a good book. Jimmy, what the hell was that guy's name?
Michael Singer.
Have you heard of that one?
The Untethered Soul? Yes.
Yeah. No, I can't find it. I met the guy, actually. I went he lives up in north. He's got this property north of Gainesville. His name's not coming to me at the moment. But anyway, I think that was...
Michael Singer is the author, I think.
What? Mickey.
Michael Singer.
Mickey Singer, yeah. He goes by Mickey. And yeah, I mean, that was a game changer. I read that. I mean, when I was in my late 30s and I was really struggling with things financially. I got myself in some very serious financial trouble, and I started drinking all the time just to escape from it, self-medicate. Well, what I learned was that I was self-medicating, and I started listening to, I just happened, it was a Saturday afternoon, and it was like Actors Studio was on or something, and Mike Myers and Deepak Chopra were on the show, or maybe it was Bravo. And that was like my introduction to Deepak Chopra. It was this Mike Myers and Deepak Chopra interview where they were running around in New York. And from that, I started to realize that I was self-medicating, and that while I was drunk, I couldn't do anything about what my situation was. And then I saw this movie called, I haven't told this story in a long time. Then I saw this great movie called Joe versus the Volcano with
Tom Hanks,
and
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan, right? And Meg Ryan plays like three different women in this. And one of the characters, they're in this diner, and they're having breakfast or something like that, whatever it was. And she goes, if you're around me long enough, you'll realize that I'm soul sick. And I thought, hey, I think I got that. So that I think really that was like one of my epiphanies. That was one of my defining moments is realizing that, and self-realization, And all right, so I'm getting the sense that I'm getting the hook again.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think you're speaking some truth, and I love that you've reread some of the books. I think that's something good for our audience to do as well, is realize that as you're reading books, as your life changes, what you get out of those books is different. And so don't be afraid to go back and read those books again, because there's always more information for you there.
Exactly.
But, we don't always get to choose our moment of clarity. And sometimes it's at rock bottom, and sometimes it's, a scene in a movie. So that's powerful either way.
Well, in regards to rereading stuff, absolutely, because I don't know what your reading comprehension is, or what a person's, you miss stuff when you're reading it. And if you're like me, ADD, you can't even finish a book. I've got a stack of books on my desk that I probably started, and it's like a rarity that I'll get through a book. But I read one of the most widely published, least read books there is, and that's called The Course in Miracles. You ever read that 1,400 page? It's like reading Peace and War and Peace, whatever. But another book that really made a big change and helped me understand the Bible was oh Christ, that just zipped out of my head. To the 10 Beatitudes, the Beatitudes, that Jesus Christ, an interpretation of the Beatitudes. In the one of them, to thine own self be true. I had a clarifying moment with that after I had read that. Emmett Fox, maybe it'll come to me, that book. And I've gone back and read that. I haven't read that in a while, but understanding what a Christian, what the teachings of Jesus Christ were, and how misinterpreted those are. And I think that to me that's really like a must read. If I could remember the freaking title of it, Emmett Fox. And then there was another one later, I'm sure everybody's read, and it definitely should be reread probably once a year because it's a quick read. And that's the 4 Agreements. That being true with your word, and not letting don't bother yourself with other people think. It's and you're typically you are mirroring what you believe on someone else anyway, and they're just playing the role for you, right?
Sure. I was looking up Emmett Fox books, and I can't get to the end of the scroll. There's like a million of them. Make your life worthwhile. Alter your life. the mental equivalent, find and use your inner power, the golden key, my goodness, the Lord's Prayer and interpretation, the 10 Commandments, the lost books of Emmett Fox, the 7 main aspects of God, be still.
I got it. The Sermon on the Mount.
I was getting there. I was almost there.
That book, I even got that thing duct taped.
The Sermon on the Mount.
Yeah, that in I mean, it breaks it down. It breaks them down, and it makes, you know, if you follow this book, I've reread it so many times and things just change. It changed with my maturity, or there's things I read that I didn't understand, or I read something that I missed before. But the point is you know, and then what's his name? Anyway, finding your own way, loving yourself, trusting yourself, and finding your own way. Yes, we all need guides. We all need teachers, and the teacher will come when the student is ready. But remember, it's your game. It's your life, right? You can't, you know, there's guides you'll find, but you know, they're not the all-knowing. And I think people get caught up on one thing or under one somebody, and then that's that. You know, that's the person. You know, I'm following this person because they helped me with this. Well, you know, it gets to a point where it's time to move on to something that, you know, you got that. Okay, what's next? So, you know, whatever it takes to get you up the mountain. You know, we're all trying to climb up this mountain of enlightenment. Well, let me tell you,
coasting down the other side on a bicycle. That's what I'm looking for.
There's no coasting, baby. There's no coasting.
All I can think of is Sisyphus.
You start coasting down the hill, you're going to hit a rock, and it's going to send you for the handlebars.
That's probably the perfect explanation of Julietta and I. Julietta dreams about coasting down the other side, and all I can think of is Sisyphus pushing that shit all the way up and all the way down.
Right. Yeah, I like coasting myself, but it's you know, it's not the destination, it's the journey. So fucking get used to it. Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. That is the important part. Like even when it's difficult, we can find ways to enjoy the ride. You enjoying the ride, Coco?
Coco's got a pillow around her neck so she can nap all the time.
And for those of you listening, you must go jump on YouTube and look at this video so that you can see this beautiful little puppy dog that's on the show right now.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we're about out of time here. And this has been quite a ride here.
Glad I could accommodate you.
Thank you for
sharing. Queen, yeah.
And
and laugh, because really everything is funny.
Truly.
Sun go up and sun go down, and the world's just going to keep spinning around. And if you get to let me leave you with this nugget of wisdom. If you get to the end of your rope, tie a knot and start swinging.
Perfect. Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me. This is what as bad as I thought it would be.
That's what everybody says at the end. All right. Have a magical day, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to another empowering episode of Voices of the Goddess.
We hope today's conversation has ignited a spark within you, inspiring you to embrace your authenticity and cultivate self-love in your life.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, we invite you to subscribe to our podcast and like, comment, and share it with your friends and loved ones. Your support helps us spread the message of empowerment and healing around the world.
Don't forget to check the show notes for ways to connect with us and today's special guest, and to find additional resources to help you on your journey.
Remember, you are worthy of love, you are worthy of joy, and you are worthy of all the blessings this universe has to offer.
Until next time, remember to honor your truth and spread love wherever you go.